When I'm not waiting for my Ecuadorian organic bananas to ripen, it's been 8 days. I like to answer questions that I get on YouTube. So let's get to it. Sean, you ever think about doing reaction videos? Do one for the new Mastodon videos or even John Mayer's new stuff? So first of all, new Mastodon video is fantastic. You should check that out. Second of all, John Mayer's new stuff is pretty good. There's some good tracks on there, for sure. A little bit of a return to form, but I mean, not quite continuum level. And thirdly, there are a few things that I will never, ever do on this YouTube channel. And I appreciate you reaching out and asking me to do it, but I will never, mark my words, if I ever do this, I want you guys to give me so much hate. If I ever make a reaction video, if I ever make an unboxing video, and another thing I'll never do, I will never, ever say, please comment, like, and subscribe. It's like, how insulting to the YouTube audience, like, you don't understand how YouTube works. Like, if you like it, you're gonna like it. You know to comment on something if you have a question. You know how subscriptions work. I think it's so annoying when they're like, comment, subscribe, share, blah, blah, blah. Like, at the end of every single video, like, it's always just, like, pounding into your head, subscribe, blah, 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 share it. Now, like, if I have friends on and stuff like that, then definitely I'll, like, rep them and be like, hey, go sub to their channel or whatever. But, yeah, there are a few baseline rules that I will never I'll try not to do on this channel. And again, I'm counting on all of you to hold me accountable for all that stuff. Now, notice I didn't say selling out was on that list because I'm currently sporting some Hans de Fuco right now. And if you have a problem with that, you can either dislike, not comment, and unsubscribe. Sean, curious, I'm a southpaw playing the guitar lefty. Notice you write left-handed. Did you intentionally learn to play guitar right-handed? Yeah, so I am a natural lefty, but it's kind of different. I think what they call it is my micro movements are left-handed and my macro movements are right-handed. So I write lefty, I cut lefty, I shoot pool lefty, I talk on the phone left-handed, but like baseball, I would like throw a ball right-handed, I shoot right-handed basketball-wise. I would knock someone out with one punch with a furious right-hand cross. So naturally, I would play guitar left-handed. Like, I remember I didn't start playing until I was like 16, 17, something like that. And if I were to air guitar, I would do it lefty. But I went to a guitar shop, and they don't have any left-handed guitars, obviously, and because no places ever really carry them. And the guy there gave me advice. He's just like, listen, just learn how to play right-handed. And I was a huge Hendrix fan, you know, so I kind of wanted to just take a right-handed guitar and string it upside down. And he was like, no, it doesn't really work that way. Which now I realized it totally does, but he was just trying to sell me guitar. Whatever. So I ended up learning right-handed, which honestly, in hindsight, I think that was probably the best move, just because all the resources out there are right-handed. I mean, being left-handed is like super cool. It's like a cool look, but it just makes things harder. There's not as many models, there's different guitars and stuff like that. It's harder to kind of follow along sometimes. So I don't really think it inhibited my development as a player, learning to play right-handed, even though naturally I'm left-handed. So, I mean, it worked for me, but yeah, it's just my own experience. I don't feel like it was detrimental anyway, but that was just the advice I got. So I guess I kind of have subscribed to that. You know, if it's not a big deal to you and you're left-handed, learn to play right-handed. It'll probably end up being easier in the long run. You said right too many times. That's almost the same as stuttering or playing the same lick over and over again. It's annoying. Bye. So that's our Salty Blues comment of the week. I think it's a pretty good one. I mean, I do realize I say right an insane amount of times. I have an incredible amount of vocal tics at my disposal, and actually comparing them to overusing like blues pentatonic licks is probably my new favorite thing. So I might actually start working on a video where I take my favorite vocal tics and match them to the proper minor pentatonic lick that I'll just keep overusing like, until I get sick of it. So yeah, I appreciate that salty comment of the week. Sean, are you a Cubs fan? Yes, I was born in Chicago, so I'm a pretty big Cubs fan, even though I don't really follow baseball as much as I used to, but definitely watched the World Series. It was awesome seeing the Cubbies rock it out. Really, the only sport I keep up with nowadays is the NBA. I'm a huge basketball head. So, yeah, that's basically it, but hopefully the Cubs will get off to a good start and crush it this year. Here's a topic I've been thinking about this week: music criticism. Is it a noble profession? Is it important? Is it useful? It's actually a really interesting question, and music criticism is definitely almost kind of like in its own realm. I guess you can kind of lump like film criticism into it too, but I do think music criticism is such an independent thing. And I kind of want to talk about the website pitchfork.com for a second, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to be like Pitchfork is probably the most well-respected music criticizing website out there. And I totally disagree with their assessments on different albums and stuff like that. Like the albums they give perfect scores to, like I just don't, I totally do not get. It just seems like the most hipster website that was ever invented. And like lo-fi, so like it seems like if you just like pretend to have like real massive issues and make lo-fi music, like you'll get like a great Pitchfork score. And then if you produce like really thoughtful, poetic, elegant, well-produced, incredibly played music, they almost kind of like knock you on it because it's not like raw enough. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's a noble profession. I mean, it can be useful sometimes too. I think it's just like anything else. Like if you find a critic or like an album reviewer that you trust and your tastes align, then it's definitely useful to kind of see if there's maybe some stuff that you've been checking out. And again, that's why I try not to be too critical of music, except for Kiss, because Kiss sucks and I hate Kiss and I'll always hate Kiss. But you know, it's just taste. Honestly, if it's like music you've heard of, there's probably something good about it. Even like bad pop music, like I kind of appreciate the production that goes into it, even if like the music itself isn't that good. So I don't know. I can't say that I spend a lot of time like reading album reviews, but you know, I mean, there's definitely like a use for them. Hey Sean, what is your opinion on Bob Dylan's music? I mean, how can you not love Bob Dylan's music? Freewheelin' Bob Dylan is an absolutely legendary album that I kind of love from top to bottom. There's just so much out there. Like, I'm sure there's great Bob Dylan songs that I've like never even heard of. So if somehow you don't know Bob Dylan, you've got to listen to Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, because it's like such a great album. And I mean, just listen to anything in the discography. It's really good. Now, I got to see him live, I think it was like 2 years ago. I actually went with Ian. Ian got me tickets to go see Bob Dylan live. And it was an interesting experience because his voice is a little rough nowadays. I mean, much respect that he keeps doing it. He sounds a little bit like a sea creature in a live setting, but his band was phenomenal. Like, his drummer was so nasty that like the band members were just kind of looking at each other like, we're going to carry this guy through this. And they just like crushed this set, even with Bob just kind of doing his thing. Again, no shade at all. Bob Dylan is like an absolute hero songwriter of mine, but it was a very interesting concert experience. So while we're on the subject of Bob Dylan, for listening homework this week, I'm going to throw you to one of my absolute favorite Bob Dylan songs, Girl from the North Country. I think it is a beautifully written song. The music is incredible. I'm also going to link you to a tab to learn how to play it, because it's something that when I learned how to play it, it kind of opened my eyes a little bit, using open strings in a key, adding to chord voicings that I was already familiar with to get like a cool kind of like different sound. So definitely check out Girl from the North Country. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.